Today we're going to look at bad Magic the Gathering combos that actually work. Now, everyone loves infinite turns, right? Well, what about if it cost 1,000,000 mana? So this first combo is brought to us by Shane McCausland. We got Planar Portal here, an artifact for 6 mana. Pay 6, tap, search your library for a card, and put that card into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Alright, so exactly what are we looking for? We're looking for the Beacons of Tomorrows. Target player takes an extra turn after this one. Shuffle Beacon of Tomorrows into its owner's library. To look into its light is to meet the gaze of history. And your opponent's going to be history, because after you're going to shovel this back into your library, but then you're going to find it again with Planar Portal the next turn. What do you need? 14 mana? I think you need 14 mana to pull this combo off. And that's not including the 6 mana that you have to initially cast to even play the Planar Portal in the first place. So anyway, okay, so that is a terrible combo that actually works. Now, our next combo is brought to us by Thomas FPLM. And apparently they want to make they want a lot of something, which starts off with extravagant replication. A blue 4 generic enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent you control. So you can't copy the extravagant replication to, you know, basically go crazy every single turn. What are we going to be copying? Paradox Haze. Now it's a blue 2 generic aura that enchants players. You're going to want to enchant yourself, because at the beginning of enchanted player's first upkeep each turn, that player gets an additional upkeep step after this step. So once you get an upkeep, you get a second upkeep. Sounds great, right? So how are we going to how would you combo with this card if you had, I don't know, linearly more upkeeps every single turn? Well, it turns out that Thomas wants to combo off with Thallid. For a green 1/1 fungus, at the beginning of your upkeep, you can put a spore counter on Thallid. You can remove 3 spore counters with Thallid to get a 1/1 green sapling creature token onto the battlefield. All that work for a Thallid, but whatever. It works. You want, I don't know, 1 green sapling creature token. After enough turns, I guess you're going to get like tons of these things, but whatever. Great stuff. All right, so we got Tommy here. Inala Commander plus Wanderwine Profits. Champion the OG Wanderwine to the token. Infinite turns with no blocking. You know what we call people who get who go for extra turns? Whoops, Commander is not actually part of the name. You know who we call Commander players that go for extra turns? We don't call them. I'm borrowing that from a different joke. Whoops, where am I? I'm lost. All right, Wanderwine Profits. I know this one. That's a merfolk. So so this is a merfolk for a blue 4 generic. It's a 4/4 creature. You got to champion a merfolk though, and when it enters the battlefield, sack it unless you remove another merfolk you control from the game. And its ability is when it deals combat damage to a player, you may sack a merfolk. If you do, take an extra turn after this one. So what's the deal with this guy? Inala. Alright, Grixis and 2 generic for a 4 or 5 human wizard. Eminence. Whenever another non-token wizard enters the battlefield under your control, if Inala Archmage Ritualist is in your command zone or on the battlefield, you can pay 1. If you do create a token that's a copy of that wizard, the token gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Tap on 5 untapped wizards you control. Target player loses 7 life. So, okay, so you want to make... Oh, so you cast this card. And when you cast, Imminence triggers. Oh, no, hold on. No, sorry, not when when this comes into play. Okay, so 2 triggers are going to come on the stack when it enters the battlefield. This is neat. This is some sick tech over here. The champion trigger happens, but then also the Eminence trigger happens, and this is a wizard, so you get to copy your Wanderwine Profits and sack that Wanderwine Profit to the Eminence trigger token. But then when you attack, you need to sack a merfolk. Where does that merfolk come from? Enters the battlefield under your control. I don't know where it comes from, but I get it. All right, you get your Wander Wine profits in play without, like, losing anything. You don't get infinite upkeeps because each enchantment grants you another upkeep. Yeah, you don't get infinite oh, hold on. Don't you get infinite upkeeps because each enchantment grants you another upkeep to get another copy? Oh my god! I didn't even notice that. Hold on, we gotta go back. This is insane. All right, so extravagant replication. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent. You're right. I completely undervalued this. That's insane. So every single time we get an upkeep, we make a new Paradox Haze, which gives us another upkeep, which makes another Paradox Haze. And then this really does go infinite. Oh, that's insane. Oh, man, the comment section. Does anyone delete their comments after they try to correct me? Because, you know, somewhere down the line, someone from chat already saved the day. Only the first upkeep? Is it? The beginning of enchant... I think... Oh, at the beginning of enchanted player's first upkeep each turn, that player gets... Oh, yeah, it's a classic game of reading the cards. Classic game of reading... No, I don't blame you. Because I don't read the cards either. You know, that's the whole... We're a community that doesn't actually read anything. That's why they say, you know, reading the card explains the card. But apparently reading, being the first step is the hardest part. Alright, we're moving on. Alright, we got some super chats already in the house. Starting with Boulder! Kragenwick Cremator. Kragenwick... and Yargle. Oh, that's a new combo. Yargle and Multani, 75% win rate in Modern. Are you serious? The hell is this? Okay, Yargle and Multani. Isn't that a big vanilla creature? Yeah, it's a green, black, 3 generic for an 18/6 creature. Sure, a hell of a lot flavor text on this card. I've heard much about you from my daughter, Multani rumbled. There was a time when I'd balk at your aid, Phantom, but she had shown me the merit in Urborg's strained ways. The one good thing about this is that it's got a lot of power. Not a lot of power in creatures. Kragenwick. Oh my god! This card! I was once in the semifinals of a Modern Challenge, and I faced this random deck. I had no idea what it did, and I got obliterated. Anyway, red, 2 generic for a 5/4. When it enters the battlefield, you have to discard a card at random. If you discard a creature card this way, Kragenwick Cremator deals damage equal to that creature's power to target player or planeswalker. Absolutely. If you can get this Yargle in your hand, if you have one card in your hand, you dead. You dead. I need an explosion sound effect. Do I have an explosion sound effect? What do we got here? No, I don't got good stuff here. I gotta revamp my my soundboard. Yo, little Ted! Thank you very much for the super chat. Biovisionary plus a kicked right of replication. You know, honestly, this is a sort of a good combo. Right of replication. What? Tire. So right of replication, blue, 2 generic, kicker 5, create a token that's a copy of target creature. If it was kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead. This is just a clean combo. There's not even, you actually win the game off of this combo. It works. But I don't think it's bad. This is a bad combo. Should we have another show good combos that actually work? Biovisionary would be on that one. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 more creatures, they say more, as if you cheated some of them in play. You know, Wizards is sort of insinuating how to build around this card. Look, you're gonna have 4 more creatures, all right? You can like make a lot of copies. Name Biovisionary, you win the game. He tired of his fellow researchers and their useless prattling, so he decided to make a network of scholars with whom he could carry a conversation. You can just talk to yourself, you know? Does anyone talk to themselves? Especially in the mirror? Bad combo is pineapple on pizza. You know, one thing I didn't know is how passionate the pizza community is. They've got some hot takes over there. You bring up pineapple, there's going to be a lot of people that, what? It's one of those people. Alright, we got, just dress down it. Yeah, well, for 1 turn. Okay, Furious Gamer. Standardize. Plus Peer Pressure. Steal all creatures if you have more creatures than all your opponents. Peer Pressure. Blue 3 generic. Sorcery. Choose a creature type. If you control more creatures of that type than any other player, you gain control of all creatures of that type. Well, hold on. Everything has... Oh, and then we got Standardized. Choose a creature type other than Legend or Wall. Wow, walls and legends are protected. Is that even... Does that even work? Hold on, what... Okay, I don't think Legend is a creature type anymore. Okay, it's been errated to... Choose a creature type other than Wall. Okay, that's right. Each creature becomes that type until end of turn. Yeah, you just name... You name Merfolk and take all their stuff. I like that. That actually works. Good stuff. Toads 24, Heaven's Gate, and Jovial Evil. Welcome, Toads 24. The hell is this card? And then Jovial Evil. Jovial Evil, black 2 generic, sorcery, deals 2 damage to opponent for each white creature he or she controls. Heaven's Gate, change the color of 1 or more target creatures to white until end of turn. You choose which and how many creatures are affected. Cost to tap, maintain, or use special ability of target creatures remain entirely unchanged. All right, you got it. 2 damage to opponent for each white creature they control. Hopefully your opponent's at a low life total. Wild. Robert with the super chat. Giant Ox. Consulate. Oh, and Consulate Dreadnought. Oh, this thing. This is like the troll combo that everyone was mentioning when the set came out. Yeah, Consulate Dreadnought, a 1-mana 7/11 ship. Not actually a ship, but I mean it's a ship, right? You can see it's a ship. It's a vehicle with crew 6. Tap any number of creatures with total power 6 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. And we got the Giant Ox. A white 1 generic 0/6. Giant Ox crews vehicles using its toughness rather than its power. It's another sneaky one that Wizards of the Coast threw in there. They saw this coming a mile away. They made sure that the Giant Ox would combo with your Consulate Dreadnought. Did you get a haircut or something? You look extra I did get a haircut. I would have, like, washed it and, you know, blow-dried it, fluffed it up, but I forgot. Got it in front of the camera. It's like, oh, God, I didn't wash my hair. Whatever. It's okay. It's all good. Okay, King Ginger with something. Kobold of Care Keep. Isn't that like that rubbish 0-mana card? Kobold. The Kobolds! And then we've got Son of something. And then Clouds. Oh, Cloudstone Curio. Cloudstone Curio. That's a combo card for Zo cards. And Impact Tremors. Okay, how is this going to work? Okay, Impact Tremors whenever another creature enters the battlefield. Okay, so let's start off with Cloudstone Curio, because I actually played this in Merfolk before. The deal is this. Whenever a non-artifact permanent comes into play under your control, you can return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. So you want these creatures to bounce off of each other. You play Kobolds of Care Keep. You play Rogra, Son of Ra, whatever. So 0 mana, you keep having them come into play. And they bounce up and down. But whenever a non-artifact perm comes into play under your control, you may return another perm you control that shares a permanent type. So how does that work with this? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, Impact Tremors deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you get the Impact Tremors and Cloudstone. You get 1 0-mana creature. You bounce the other 0-mana creature. You play the 0-mana creature. You bounce the other one. Infinite damage. That's a bad combo that actually works. Absent says, I prefer Yoked Ox. Reference to this thing. Look at that ox. Look how proud he is. Very, very graceful. Alright, we got the Proto Gamer, Archon of Sun's Grace. apparently you can combos off with Enchanted Evening. Enchanted Evening! Azorius 3 generic. It's an enchantment. All permanents are enchantments in addition to their other types. So how does that work with this one? Archons of Sun's Grace. White, 2 generic for a 3/4 Archon flying lifelink creature. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink, but it's got Constellation. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. Sounds more like synergy than combo, but sure, yeah, it actually works. I swear I lost to something like this. Like, there's an enchantment deck that's like, okay, everything is an... Oh, no, I think it was just, like, an Enchantress deck that played Archon. And I side out all my creature removal. Because at the time, there weren't many creatures in Enchantress. And, yeah, I died miserably. It was awful. 2 mana 0/6. That's like a wall. They are walls. Well, I guess it's not a wall technically, but whatever. Coulter with Super Chat. Thank you very much. Progenitor Mimic and Undercover Operative. Progenitor Mimic is a very funny shapeshifter. Undercover Operative. Copy Operative with Progenitor, and you have a new creature enter the field each turn that copies any creature. So you may have Undercover Operative enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it enters with a shield counter on it if you control that creature. So you want to copy the Operative with the Progenitor Mimic, which says you may have Progenitor Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has, at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature isn't a token. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this creature isn't a token, create a token that's a copy of this creature. What the hell is going on here? So we're copying Undercover Operative. Some of these combos are like, you know, they just mess with my brain. Okay, so what, you just want... Oh, do you want a copy? You just want the shield? Is that what you want every single turn? If you have entered the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature isn't a token. Create a token that's a copy of this creature. So you basically copy Undercover Operatives, and then you have shield counters on it. I think that's what I'm looking at. It's more synergy where you can steal their creatures I posted before. Okie dokie. Gotcha. Next up, we got Al Rammond. 2 Ethereum Sculptors, and 2 Mirror Retrievers, and Blasting or Grinding Station. Oh, God. Okay, Ethereum Sculptor. And then we need Mirror Retrievers. Because of course we do. And then we need Blasting Station. Or Grinding Station. Anything that untaps, right? Okay, why do we need 2 of these? Okay, blue 1 generic. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Okay, so if you have 2 of them, like stuff that costs 2 mana costs 0. So your Mirror Retriever, okay, when it dies, so basically you want to replay Mirror Retrievers over and over again because you have 2. One enters the battlefield, and it dies. You bring the other Mirror Retriever, and they bounce off of each other. And then you got the Blasting Station. Whenever a creature comes into play, you can untap the Blasting Station. It's going to untap when you have the Mirror Retriever. And then you sack the Mirror Retriever to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. That's infinite. And it's terrible. That's a lot of cards for a combo. Although, you know what? Honestly, there have been competitive combos built around this before. West Coast Gain says, you watch your trash mouth saying the kobolds are rubbish. Kobolds are awesome. There's not many of them. And they probably have to be very careful about making them because, like, there's 0 mana and they could be broken. Right now, they're playable because they're absolute trash. Glad to catch your stream. You changed your schedule for a while. It also messed me up. I was in Europe for 2 weeks. If you look at those things, that's not my... If you look at those streams, that wasn't my office. I've been out of office for a little while. Andrew with the super chat. Aki Battle Squad. Never heard of it. Sounds like... Aki Battle Squad sounds like the name to a competitive card game. Competitive to Magic the Gathering. Helm of the Host. and any other modifier creature. What the hell does that mean? This combo has won me at least one commander game. That's how confident we are with this combo. You know, if it won like at least 2, you would remember that. I swear it won me once. Okay, we got 4 generic mana. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary. If equipped creature is legendary, that token gains haste. And we want we're gonna copy Aki Battle Squad. 6/6 for 6 mana. Whenever one or more modified creatures you control attack, untap all modified creatures you control. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. The ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, so you have infinite attacks, right? So at the beginning of combat, you get a token of this thing, and then you're gonna untap. You get infinite attacks. Sweet stuff. I would say, you know, that's sort of good. It's bad because this guy's expensive. He's 6 mana for this battle squad. So I did the trip to Europe. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It actually was great. It turned out amazing. It helped me win greater than 0 games of Commander. Yeah, exactly. Greater than 0. At least 1. Statistics phrasing. Did you at least check out anywhere in Europe? What do you mean check out? I did go to 1 local game store. Shout out to Strefa MTG in Warsaw, Poland. Mist Hollow, Griffin, and Food Chain. That's a good combo, Abzo. No good we're not allowed to have good combos on this show. No good combos. Anna. Archaeomancer. This is terrible. And Familiar's Ruse. These are 2 terrible cards. There's an additional I love it! Okay, Familiar's Ruse is a counter spell. However, the back-breaking cost of returning a creature you control to its owner's hand. But get this. Archaeomancer is a blue 2 generic 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, you want to return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. So you basically play this, get your Familiar's Ruse back from the graveyard, and then you can replay the Familiar's Ruse and bounce your Archaeomancer. You basically get infinite counter spells. It's a little dubious here, but like that's a great one. I love that one. If you have a lot of mana and a lot of dicking around to do, it works great. Okay, did I miss any of these? Okay, hold on. We got I have some super chats. Did I do this one? I'm sorry if I missed you, Prototype Gamer. All right, we've got. Oh no, Archon the Sun's Grace. Did I get that one? Oh yeah, I did. Sorry. I'm getting a little lost here. You guys get excited when we do the combo days, you know? Combo days, you guys spew the super chats and I miss some. Coulter. This one I didn't do. Umbra Mantle and Llanowar Tribe. I know what Llanowar Tribe is. Is that infinite mana? Okay, Llanowar Tribe. Green for 3/3 creature, but you tap, you add 3 green to your mana pool. Umbra Mantle has equipped creature has pay 3, untap. This creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Oh, so you make your Llanowar Tribe infinitely big. That is sick. That is a broken bad combo. I like that one a lot. That's very this is creative. I love these creative ones. Never heard of this one before. And okay, hold on, let's get one from the crowd here. Monster plus rum. I'm assuming that's a drinking combo that I'm not familiar with. Okay, let's look at Pandemonium and infect creatures equals remote poison damage. How does that work? Pandemonium. Does that work? And let's say, I don't know, Glistener. Let's get Blightsteel. Colossus over here. So are you saying it's remote? So like I don't actually, does it work like that? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, that creature's controller may have it deal damage equal to its power to target creature or player of his or her choice. Does that work? Like it deals damage equal to its power, but like does it actually deal damage? Like does the creature itself deal? Is that how infect works? If it does, that's a one-shot kill with Blightsteel Colossus. Just get your Pandemonium on the battlefield. Blightsteel. You dead. That's it. It's over. Alright, if that works, this is great. But I don't know the rules well enough. It's funny, as you know, as competitive as I am, there's tons of situations where, like, I just don't know the rules. I'm learning all sorts of new rules in Legacy that I'm playing right now. You know, if I play a True Name Nemesis and someone responds with Dress Down, I don't even get to name my opponent with True Name Nemesis. True Name Nemesis, it says as it enters the battlefield, but, like, Dress Down just removes the abilities when it's in the battlefield. Unbelievable. Infect from any damage. All right, then it works. Next up, we've got Aldramond with a beautiful super chat. How about the one that kicked off the idea of this stream? Tangle and Lure? Tangle Asp? Did it? You know what? I don't know the lore to my own show. Lure. I know that's an actual card. Alright, thank you very much for the super chat, Aldramond. Alright, we have a green 1 generic enchant creature. All creatures able to block enchanted creature do so. And then Tangle Asp, green 1 generic for a 1/2. Whenever Tangle Asp blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, destroy that creature at end of combat. That's sick. Yeah, that's a good combo. Calendaris. Is Sorin, Imperious Bloodmort, and Morphon a bad combo? No, people actually play that. It's, you know what? It's like, it's a bad combo in competitive play. Let's put it on here, whatever. Imperious Bloodlord. And then Morphon. So the deal is, this is a shapeshifter with Changeling. What Changeling means is it's a vampire. So it's a 6, forget everything else on here. It's just a big 6/6 dummy that you can put into play with Sorin, because Sorin has the ability -3. You can put a vampire creature from your hand onto the battlefield. Wow, I'm gonna put this Morphon there. So some people in Modern have tried this combo. It's a pretty bad combo. Yeah, you know what? It's a bad combo in that format, so we can just say it's a bad combo overall. Chain of Smog and Professor Onyx is a good combo. I think that's a very, very good combo. So I think it's disqualified. Abzo, you're just naming too many good combos. You have to name garbage. You need to be in the realm of Tangle, Asp, and Lure, for crying out loud. All right, Geyer here. Geyer, please give us some bad stuff. Part 1, Solemnity. Oh my God, is this case Solemnity? That's part 1. And Luminous Brood Moth. I swear we've had this one on the show. We had this combo before. If something dies, it comes back into play. Part 2, any creature plus Goblin Bombardment. Oh, so there's actually a sequel to this. So this combo is by itself. Players can't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. And Luminous Broodmoth says, whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. Oh yeah, so whenever a creature controlled without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. But it's never going to get that counter. You know what? Maybe I didn't see this. And then so you want any creature and then Goblin Bombardment. Why do you even have this? Why do you have Goblin Bombardment in your Solemnity deck? Or is it like an Enchantments Matter deck? Yeah, we got the sponsor music, but we're not done with the combo. Come on, load up, damn it. I know what Goblin Bombardment does. It's a red 1 generic. When you sacrifice a creature, deal 1 damage to any creature. Or to any... You don't know what Goblin Oh, I misspelled it. That's wrong. Okay, red 1 generic. Sack a creature. Deal 1 damage to any target. So any creature that dies will come into play with no... So the stupid Broodmoth will say whenever a creature without flying dies, it comes back with a counter, but it can't have a counter because of Solemnity. So you have like just infinite sacrificing of creatures. What a convoluted bad combo. We're going to look at more bad combos, but first, you want to know where you buy your combos from, you get them from FusionGamingOnline.com. They're going to have Lure and Asp and Goblin Bombardment and all this other stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to play some bad combos and unleash them on your play group, you go look for them at FusionGamingOnline.com. That's my one-stop shop for all my shopping needs. And Don't forget you can get an extra 5% off all your combo purchases when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online to unlock your creativity. And you know what? You can even play Commander on Magic Gathering Online. Not very well. I suggest with the 1v1 places, but a great way to play test your deck to see if certain ideas work. And if you got a new genius tech idea for Pioneer or Modern, don't waste your money on it. Rent with Mana Traders. Yeah, and then when it doesn't work out, you just send all the cards back. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or use coupon code Nikachu_FHD for 10% off your first 2 months. The return to the bad combos now. Because we all love bad combos. Alright, where are we here? I'm lost. I need an adult. Intrude alarm for plus literally anything. That's right, Spirit Squad. Yeah, so, yeah. Every bad combo usually starts with intruder alarm. Here, it's like a 1-card bad combo. Every bad combo starts with creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps, but whenever a creature comes into play, untap all creatures. The king of bad combo cards. Alright, what do we got next? We got, no, hold on. Let's get to someone else, and I'll get back to you, Aldramond. Okay, Limer says, not sure if this combo counts. Uses Unfinity cards. Whatever. But I find it hilarious. Slaying Mantis. Maybe that should be another stream. Illegal combo cards that actually work. You have to use Unfinity cards. Is that something people would be interested in? Illegal combos. Mystic Reflection. And if I had trouble understanding these combos, I'm gonna have like... It's gonna be worlds harder when I have to do equals throw any object at the table from 3 feet away. Okay. So Slaying Mantis, an uncard, green 5 generic for a 6/6 insect wrestler doing a big body slam. Just a second. As long as the spell is on the stack, players can't move cards on the battlefield. Sure. Slaying Mantis. Oh, so it's like a Chaos Orb, right? Slaying Mantis enters the battlefield by being thrown from a distance of at least 3 feet. When Slaying Mantis enters the battlefield, it fights each creature an opponent controls that it touched as it entered. Oh, that's a great way to prevent people from spacing everything out. Okay, and then we have Mystic Reflection. So choose target non-legendary creature. The next time one or more creatures enters the battlefield this turn, they enter the battlefield as copies of that creature. So basically, you want to make copies of your Slaying Mantis. Then Animate Object. So blue 4 generic, you get 7. Okay, so you're gonna make 7. The next time that 7 tickets? Choose an inanimate object you own from outside the game. Put a power. So I guess the combo is you make 7 of those tickets, and then you Mystic Reflection your Slaying Mantis and get a bunch of Slaying Mantises. If I understand this correctly. That's how I'm guessing it works. I don't know how tickets work, to be honest. I never use them. Alright, now we go back to Al Raman. Thank you very much for the super chat. Micosent Lattice and Master Transmuter. I have a feeling this is a good combo. Because Lattice is not a bad card. Lattice, everything's an artifact. And Master Transmuter says, blue, tap, return an artifact you control to its owner's hand. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. So basically, you can just put much bigger things in play that are artifacts. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents, are colorless. Players may spend mana as though mana of any color. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, this is probably going to do something unfair, but basically you're trying to like put some gigantic artifact onto the battlefield. Anything, like any land can turn into an giant artifact. BM! Hatred fling in any creature. You people and your hatreds. Fling, just toss the thing at the opponent and then any creature. So fling is as an additional cost to cast this spell, you gotta sack your creature. Fling deals damage equal to the sack creature's power to any target. Make that creature big with hatred. Black, black, 3 generic. Pay X life. Target creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn. It's like the you're basically re-engineering Channel Fireball. It used to be, that's Channel Fireball in a nutshell. Pay all your life for channel and then, you know, basically then fireball your opponent. This is the channel, this is the fireball. Sweet combo. And it's terrible. It's so wonderfully terrible at the same time. We've got Spectral Maniac, Pitiless Plunderer. Pitiless. Oops. Whoops. Pitiless. Did you spell that right? Okay, starting off with his commander staple, Pawn of Ulamog, and Nether Traitor. There be traitors around here. And any sack outlets. Oh yes, the classic 4-card combo. Okay, how does this even start? Okay, Pitiless Plunderer, black, 3 generic for a 1/4 human pirate. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a colorless treasure artifact token with tap, sack this artifact to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Okay, so we get treasures for everything that dies. Pawn of Ulamog. When Pawn of Ulamog or another non-token creature you control dies, you may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token. It has sack this creature, add colorless mana to your mana pool. Whenever Pawn of Ulamog or another non-token creature you control dies, you may create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn creature token that adds mana. Then Nether Traitor, black, black for a 1/1 with haste and shadow. Never heard of this card. Whenever another creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you can pay a black. If you do, return Nether Traitor from your graveyard to the battlefield. How do we get that? Oh, we get the mana from this. So, and then we have a, so you want some, do we have like infinite, does this kill anyone? This just regurgitates creatures over and over again, if I understand this correctly. Because we're gonna sack this thing, and we get a Scion that can add mana. Is it infinite mana? So we sack this thing, we get the Pitiless Plunder, gets the treasure, and then whenever another creature is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay a black with the treasure. If you do, return Nether Traitor from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh no, it's a Nether Traitor that's coming back. What's the point of the Pawn of Ulamog then? It's infinite. I don't understand. I don't know Pawn of Ulamog's case here. Doesn't the Nether Traitor just combo with Pitiless Plunderer? Whenever another creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, if you do, return Nether Traitor from your graveyard to the battlefield. The spawn? I don't get it. I really don't get this thing. Bad combos that Nikachu can't figure out. Telling you people, if there's 4 cards, someone out there probably I'm sure this works. Another Traitor needs another creature to die. Yeah, so how does Pawn of Ulamog come back? Is the whenever another if you do return Nether Traitor from your graveyard to the battlefield. Like, I don't know how this guy comes back is the problem. Or do you just get infinite ETBs? Like, I understand that. Whenever another creature dies, create a treasure. This thing dies. This thing comes back. Yeah, I don't know how you loop this. You sack the spawn for mana. You get an army of spawns. How do you... Okay, but how do you get... How does Pawn of Ulamog return? Whenever Pawn of Ulamog dies... Okay, whenever another creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you can pay a black. If you do, return Nether Traitor from your graveyard to the battlefield. We're only bringing back Nether Traitor. This doesn't do anything. The 0/1 spawn token. Like, but how do you bring back Pawn of Ulamog? It just dies and never comes back. When Pawn of Ulamog or another creature you control dies, you can create a Eldrazi, and then that's it. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. Alright? You can bring Nether Traitor back from your graveyard, I don't know, a finite number of times, and then that's it. You don't sack the pawn. Pawns don't die. Reading the card explains the card. Oh, whenever pawn of or another non-token creature control dies. This guy dies. I got it. Oh, I finally got it. All right. I had to read the pawn the move. Okay, it took, what? We spent 3 minutes on this combo. You know, this is where people get emotionally connected with me because they're like, oh my god, Nikachu's just not getting it. He's just not getting it because it's a nut. Okay, this nether trader is the other. Okay, got it. Okay, we got it. Okay, let's move on. We have a lot of super chats to get through here. God damn it. All right, so Voidtech, thank you very much for the super chat. Chilane, teller of tales. All things considered, it's been a pretty good day. I've understood most of the combos. Naru, Miha. Thank God I know that card. And Release to the Winds. Just like how I fart outside. We all is it Release to the Winds? Explanation below. I don't see any explanation. Release to the Wind, maybe? Oh, Release to the Wind. Okay, I think I've seen this combo before. So, like, you combo infinitely with Naru, Miha, and Release to the Winds, right? Because exile target non-land permanent. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may cast it without paying its mana cost. And then you can, like, double the Release to the Winds with Naru, Miha. But what does Chulane do? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card, then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, and you can pay 3, tap, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay, Miha and Release can endlessly cycle each other. Yeah, that I know. She has flash, so you can release her. Exile her, cast her back, copy, release on the stack, rinse and repeat. Each time you do that, it triggers Chulane. So you basically draw, yeah, so you can blink them infinite times and then draw cards off of Chulane. That's a beautifully terrible combo. All right, next up, we got Gabe. Donate an archetype of imagination, Luminous Broodmoth and Goblin Bombardment. What? All right, donate your stuff to someone else. Archetype of imagination. What's with this Luminous Broodmoth tech? Luminous. Everyone wants to play with Luminous Broodmoth all of a sudden. Goblin Bombardment. Okay, we know some of these cards. Goblin Bombardment, sack the creatures, deal damage. Luminous Broodmoth, so if another creature dies, it comes into play with a flying counter on it. Archetype of Imagination, creatures you control have flying, creatures your opponents control lose flying and can't have flying. Okay, we have flying, creatures your opponents control lose flying and they can't have flying. I don't understand the donate. Whenever a creature you control without flying die... Oh, hold on. Do we donate Archetype of Imagination? So creatures, they have flying, and creatures your opponents lose flying and can't have flying. Oh, I get it. So we cannot have flying. It comes into play with a flying... It comes into play with a flying counter on it. Whenever a creature without flying... So it can come into play with a flying counter on it, but it will lose flying, because it just never has flying because of this weird thing. And then, you just endlessly kill someone with Goblin Bombardment. What a weird combo. What? That is so very bizarre. But it works. I think it works. I'm assuming it works. It works at your, Commander Knight. Stranger Candy. Zero, the Golden String. And Radiant is Zira an actual card? Zira? Okay, yeah. Oh, the Golden Sting. I thought it was string. Radiant Performer. 2 cards. I have no idea what the hell these things are. Okay, red, 3 generic for a 2/2 flash human wizard. Enters the battlefield. If you cast it from your hand, choose target spell or ability that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy the spell or ability for each other permanent or player that spell or ability could target. Each copy targets a different one of those permanents and players. So basically, you target one thing, you target everything. Zira, the Golden Sting. Flying haste. Whenever Zero the Golden Sting attacks, put an egg counter on another target creature without an egg counter on it. When that creature dies, if it has an egg counter on it, draw a card and create a 1/1 black insect creature token with flying. She's laying her eggs everywhere. Cast from your hand, choose target spell or ability that targets only a single permanent. Copy that spell. When Radiant Performer enters the battlefield, if you cast from your hand, choose target spell or ability. Okay, yeah, flash. So this is an ability. That is a little disgusting. You know, someone getting all their eggs everywhere. Gross. Very, very gross. I'll ram it again with these Mycosynth Lattice. Mycosynth Lattice. Memnarch. Tolarian Academy? What play group lets you play that? Bad combos that actually work in Vintage. Like Tolarian Academy, add a blue for each artifact you control, which, by the way, is a good enough combo with Mycosynth Lattice by itself. And then Memnarch says, blue, 3 generic, gain control of target artifacts. You basically steal whatever the hell you want from your opponent. This also just, these two basically combo off of each other. I don't even know if it's that bad. Looks pretty good. Brian F. What the hell is this? We got like a million. Okay, another Tolarian Academy combo. And Minamo School at Water's Edge. Artifact lands. Alright, Seat of Synod. Candelabra of Tanos. Capsize with buyback. Bounce Candelabra. Play Candelabra. Repeat. 1,000 point fireballs are always fun. What the hell? So we can bounce okay, so is that like the best way? I guess that is. So the best way to reset a Candelabra is to bounce it with Capsize, which says return target permanent to its owner's hand. And then if you have floating mana, you just replay your Candelabra to untap your army of lands, like Tolarian Academy, already adding a bunch of mana between Minamo and Seat of Synod. So add a bunch of mana to Tolarian Academy, untap Tolarian Academy with Minamo, because, you know, untap target legendary permanent, and Tolarian Academy is a legendary permanent. Make sure you have a bunch of artifact lands in play, and then untap all your artifacts with, untap all your lands with Candelabra. Yeah, and then make a billion mana. That's the most convoluted infinite mana combo I've ever seen. And it's also very expensive. It's the most expensive, dumb infinite mana combo possible. Wild stuff. Wait, King Ginger decided, okay, we're gonna pay to get these combos on here. Another Lattice combo. You people with your Lattice. No wonder this card is so expensive. Dark Steel Forge. And a Vinral's Disc. Okay, we all know Lattice. Everything's an artifact. And then Dark Steel Forge. Artifacts you control have indestructible. So your side, that's a combo in itself, to be honest. Everything is an artifact, but only your side is indestructible. And then you got Navinral's Disc. Oh, you gotta pop it and blow everything up. Enters the battlefield, tap. Pay 1, tap, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. I love that one. That's a great combo. That's fantastic. Chupacabra, Tolarian Enchanter and Lure. Oh, sorry, Entrancer. Reading the comments, explain the comments. Okay, hold on, so what are we luring here first in the first place? Blue 1 generic for a 1/1. Whenever Tolarian Enchanter is blocked by any creature, gain control of that creature at end of combat. And then so it's not like one of these types of cards. So if we lure, force everything to block, we gotta get them all. Triggers for each creature blocking it. That makes me wonder. Now I can, that Saprazen, there was a Saprazen Air, I think it was. It was like, how the hell do we get cards off of this thing? Blue 1 generic 1/1. When it becomes blocked, you can draw 3 cards. Now I know. I just add the lure to it. Just need that lure spice. And I have a really garbage Ancestral Recall. or standstill in some ways. Yeah, only 1K combo. Yeah, this combo is incredibly expensive. Going back to this candelabra thing. It's more than 1K, I think. Very, very expensive combo. Fire with Chaos Warp and Radiant Performer. That Radiant Performer is like getting really popular. So like this is like the new combo card. So Radiant Performer is going to double the triggers. Chaos Warp, red, 2 generic. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. The owner of target permanents. So you target... So you basically put their whole deck back into their library, and then they only get so many cards back. Oh, that's wild. That is very wild. We got Kazong here, the Mere Galvanizer. Today is just like artifact combo day. If you like artifact combos, Palladium Mirror and Heavy Arbalest. Okay, I don't even know what this card is. Heavy Arbalest, 3 mana for an equipment. Equipped creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Equipped creature has tap. This creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Now, what do the mirrors do? They add a lot of mana. You want 2 of them, right? We need, oh no, the mirror we need 2 mirror galvanizers. Other mirrors you control get +1/+1 and pay 1 tap. Untap each mirror you control. Okay, so you have 2 mirrors. They untap each other. And Palladium Mirror also, by the way, adds 2 extra mana. And you put, I guess, this on 1 creature. This creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Infinite damage. Infinite. Sweet stuff. It's a bad combo that works. Brian's here. Let's not forget Brian. Just a side note, Capsize is completely busted if infinite mana is available. Yeah, you can just bounce everything. Bouncing all of my opponent's permanents is so satisfying. Well, it's so satisfying for the person bouncing and not so satisfying for them. So it's basically like super Cyclonic Rift. Massive Cyclonic Rift. Parabox, Pillipala, and Grand Architect. That's a good combo. That's a good combo. This is all about bad combos. Like if you heard of the combo before, probably it's not bad. We want combos that suck. Like what George says here. Sidri, Galvanic Genius, and Aetherflux Reservoir. Never heard of it. Sidri, Galvanic Genius. Whatever the hell that is. And Aetherflux Reservoir. Okay, Aetherflux Reservoir I know. Cast a spell, gain a life. For each spell you cast you play this turn. Or sorry, cast this turn. Pay 50 life, deal 50 damage. Okay, we got Sidri here. The 2/2. Pay a blue, target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its converted mana cost until end of turn. And black-white, target artifact creature gains death touch and lifelink until end of turn. How does this work? Pay fit. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you cast this turn. I don't know what the combo is here. Target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its converted mana cost. Well, do you like want to turn this into a creature? With an activated ability, target artifact creature gains death touch and lifelink. Pay 50 life. Oh, you do! So you turn this into, you turn your Aetherflux Reservoir literally into a creature. Yeah, it becomes lifelink. And then now when you deal the 50 damage, you actually gain the life off of that. That's wild. And that's a 2-card combo. Yeah, shoot people, gain 50 life, and rinse and repeat. All right, that's amazing. It's amazingly bad combo. Oh yes, I am the best. Nikachu plus MTG combos is the best combo. All right, what we got next here? We got Herbert. Thank you very much, Herbert. I really appreciate it. Sharoom, the Hegemon. Sharoom. The Hedge. The Hegemon. Sounds like a Pokemon name, to be honest. Hold on, we got Sculpting Steel. And Disciple. It only took me like 6 years, but I now pronounce it Disciple instead of Disciple. Disciple of the Vault. But I can't spell it anymore. Okay, black. 1/1. Whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you can have an opponent lose a life. Sculpting Steel. You can have Sculpting Steel enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact on the battlefield. And we're going to choose Sharoom, the Hegemon. Black, blue, white, 3 generic for a 5/5 flyer. When Sharoom, the Hegemon, enters the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. But what does that have to do with this guy? Whenever an artifact is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose 1 life. We don't have a sack outlet here. There's a battlefield, you may return target artifact card from the graveyard to the battlefield. I'm guessing you sack Sculpting. You need a sack outlet. You sack Sculpting Steel. And then Shroom says you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. How does this combo work? Copy Shroom. Then yes, I keep forgetting about the legend rule. Yeah, that's a great interaction. The legend rule, legendary. So yeah, so you copy this thing. It dies, and you can bring it back. Cool. Okay. We figured it out, and by we, I mean you guys. You guys know better than me. We don't use many legend rule shenanigans in competitive Magic. We don't do that. You know how often I get people in my comment section saying, I don't think this guy plays Commander. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. All right, let's go look at Gyre. Auriok Salvagers. What are you salvaging? And Black Lotus. Is this really the only card we can use in this combo? Alright, Black Lotus. We all know what that card does. White 3 generic for an Auriok Salvagers. It's a 2/4. White 1 generic. Return target artifact card with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Imagine playing against somebody who, like, casually goes Auriok Salvagers and then next turn goes, like, Black Lotus. Yeah, I got infinite mana, buddy. Sorry about that. Good game, though. You want to have another one? Okay, we got Nadav Lipkin with Blind Seer and Douse. What is Douse? Okay, blue 2 generic enchantment. Pay with the activated ability of blue 1 generic. Counter target red spell. Play this ability as an interrupt. Oh, and Blind Seer is the creature that's going to say blue 1 generic, target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice until end of turn. So basically for 4 mana, you can counter anything. It's just a 4 mana, counter it all. That's a great bad combo. It's a beautiful one. All right, so Famished Paladin from Anna. And Resplendent Mentor. Is it me, or they're using the word resplendent more and more often these days? Look, in very recent history, they just like started, it's like, wow, this is a word that we haven't even used almost ever. We gotta start jamming it in every set. I don't know about every set, but you know. Hold on, okay, which one are we doing? I lost my train of thought. Okay, Resplendent, this is actually an old one. Okay, white 4 generic for a 2/2. Your white creatures you control have tap, you gain 1 life. Everyone gains life. And then Famished Paladin is a white 1 generic 3/3. Doesn't untap during your untap step, but whenever you gain life, you can untap Famished Paladin. Infinite life. Tap it to gain a life, then you gain a life and you untap and you rinse and repeat and gain infinite life. Sweet stuff. That's a great bad combo. Oh, we're not done because we have super chat still. Okay, King Ginger with the super chat. Early Harvest, D-Tutor. As long as we have super chats, this is still gonna go on. D-Tutor. Oh, sorry, Demonic Tutor. Wow, they knew! Or Diabolic Tutor, I'm sure works. And Seasons Past. Infinite Mana. Okay, so Seasons Past, return any number of cards with different converted mana costs from your graveyard to your hand. Put Seasons Past on the bottom of its owner's library. Demonic Tutor. I guess you look for Seasons Past with this. And Early Harvest. Instant. Target player untaps all basic lands he or she controls. Target player untaps all basic lands. So you untap all your basic lands. You Demonic Tutor. Return any number of cards with different convert mana cost from your graveyard to your hand. Put Seasons Past back on top. Okay, so you play both Demonic Tutor and Early Harvest. You get both of them back to your hand with Seasons Past. You can re-look for Seasons Past with Demonic Tutor and and then you, I don't know, get more mana with Early Harvest. That's wild. That does work. That is a really crap combo. But that's what the show is about today. That's what the show is about. All right, do we have any more super chats? Nope. That's it for today. All right, people, you know how it works. It's 1 hour. Well, that's that. But you want to be part of the show, you got to be here. Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. We're back to our usual time. Oh, Stranger Candy said super chatted. All right, we got, hold on. Okay, we back in action. Hold on, let's get a more cheerful song. I like this one. Hold on. Okay, what do we got for a super chat here? Zask Skittering Swarm Lord. And Verdant Succession. And you need a sack outlet. I like how you guys say just sack outlet now. You don't even put Goblin Bombardment on there. Okay, we got Verdant Succession. Green for generic enchantment. Whenever a green non-token creature is put into a graveyard from play, that creature's controller may search his or her library for a card with the same name as that creature and put it into play. If that player does, he or she then shuffles his or her library. And you have Zask Skittering Swarmlord. How does this even work? Well, I guess this is not really a commander card. Yeah, it's 78 cents as a result. Zask Skittering Swarmlord, green 3 generic for a 5/5 insect. You may play lands and cast insect spells from your graveyard. You can play lands and cast insect spells from your graveyard. Okay, sure. Whenever another insect you control dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library, then mill 2 cards. Ah, so it dies and then you just go find it. So you actually can play this card in Commander, right? Because you just look for the exact same card over and over again. So long as it's an insect. Put it on the bottom of its owner's library, then mill 2 cards. Just make sure, make sure it doesn't get milled. Make sure you don't have 2 cards left in your library. Target insect gets +1/+0. That's pretty cool. Any sack outlet. Oh, and you mill your opponents out. Sorry, you don't mill yourself. You mill... Put the top 2 cards. Oh, no, you do mill yourself. You need 2 Zasks? Oh, is that how this works? So we're Zasking itself? So you Zask, and then put Zask, and then, I don't... Like, what's the objective here? Because it's another insect? As they say, if you love something, you have to let him go. You need insects, any insects. How the hell does this thing work, Stranger Candy? Yeah, it's in my insect deck. Well, that I get. You know, I don't think you put this in your angel deck. You should just need insect... Oh, again, infinite mana? How the hell do we get infinite mana? Whenever another insect you control dies, put it on the bottom. Target insect gets Death Touch. You may play lands and cast insect spells from your graveyard. Whenever a green non-token creature is put into a graveyard from play, that's creature's controller may search his or her library for a card with the same name as that card and put it into play. So I'm just guessing, whenever the insect dies, you just get it again. It triggers with any other insect that's sacked. Yeah, okay, I like, your insects are, like, in a weird way, indestructible. Okay. Good enough. I think I understand. I think I get it. I hope everyone else gets it. Whoops, this is the wrong song. All right, now we're done. Okay, we're done here. Thank you very much for the support, all the super chatters. It's a huge support to the channel. That's why I'm here every single morning, and everyone who's a member on YouTube and a patron on Patreon. And thank you very much, everyone who shows up in the morning, because not only you help me with the combos, you not only help me with the content, you help me explain the content, because I don't know half of these combos. It just shows. Thanks to Redco, Silverations. We got Vitron, Abzo, Redco, Stranger Candy, Coulter, Duke, Boulder, Abzo, Mr. Invisible, Toads. Because without you guys, I'd have no show. Thank you very much, Anna, El Grando, King Ginger. And as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing up them coffees. I will keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.